Good afternoon, my renegades. Welcome back to Rogue Radio, and today is a special segment. It is called Persecution Press. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can reach me on my Instagram at Rogue Radio 4, Rogue Radio 4 on Twitter as well. And we are now available on YouTube with full podcasts. Just look for Rogue Radio, all caps. See you there. Okay, so what we're going to do is I found the latest news on the nations at the moment. So what we're going to do is that we're going to kind of veer off what I was going to do and actually read some of the articles on persecution.com or .org, that are available right now. So these all have happened within the last year because 2021 has already started, so things are about to unfold in this year that we may like or may not like. So please bear in mind that, the most recent right now is still 2020. Now, I know I've done a lot of different segments on here. We have It's Time to Talk About It, which is basically about mental illness. We have Rogue News, which is just news that I've picked up on. And we have the Pedophiles, which is me talking about pedophilia and why it should not be legalized and who's a pedophile in the show business as well. We also have, Rogue Talks, where we have intimate talks with certain people and their experiences. And I know that I have a lot, but I think it's going to continue to grow to have more segments. I think that's just what Rogue News is going to be. Rogue Radio. My mistake. Okay, next up is hundreds of Pakistani Christian families flee neighborhood following threats of violence. Faith-based social media post leaves hundreds homeless for the holidays. That's a shame. My husband is going to be filling in some commentary as well, I guess. This happened around 12/27/2020, and this was around the New Year week. And so International Christian Concern, the ICC, has learned that hundreds of Pakistani Christian families from Charar, if I say any of these names wrong, please forgive me, a neighborhood in Lahore, have fled their homes after a mob of Muslims threatened to set fire to their neighborhood. Local sources report that the mob threatened the Christians after faith-based social media post was published by the local pastor. Pastor Raja Waris published a faith-based post on Facebook on December 22nd, which Muslims claim hurt their religious sentiments. Salim Kahokar, a displaced Christian from Charar, told ICC, the pastor apologized for the post and the issue was resolved the next day. To date, no blasphemy charges have been filed against the pastor for offending social media post. However, Pastor Waris and his family have gone into hiding due to threats issued against them by local extremists. Even though the issue of the social media post has been resolved, a mob of hundreds of Muslims continues to protest against the Christians of Charar. According to locals, the mob was demanded that Pastor Waris be beheaded for publishing the offending post. The situation turned dangerous when someone found out the Muslims were planning to set fire to the houses of Christians. Kahokar told ICC. This forced the Christians to flee the neighborhood. Police have been deployed to Sharar to keep the mob's protests from turning violent, despite the police presence. Many Christians have stayed away from the neighborhood and sought shelter with friends and relatives. This is supposed to be a time of joy and celebration, he says. But we are out of our homes and begging our relatives and friends to protect and feed us. None of us are feeling good about this situation. In Pakistan, false accusations of blasphemy are widespread and often motivated by personal vendettas or religious hatred. Accusations are highly inflammatory and have the potential to spark mob lynchings, vigilante murders, and mass protests. That's crazy. Since Pakistan added Section 29.5-B and 29.5-C to the country's blasphemy laws in 1987, the number of blasphemy accusations has skyrocketed. Between 1987 to 2017, 1,534 individuals in Pakistan have been accused of blasphemy. Jesus, that's terrible. Out of 1,534, what is this, million? 829 accusations, 54, oh my god, wow. 54% were made against religious minorities, with Christians only making up 1.6% of Pakistan's total population. The 238 accusations, which is 15.5% made against Christians, are highly disproportionate. So the numbers don't add up. Currently, 24 Christians are imprisoned on blasphemy charges in Pakistan. These 24 Christians are defendants in 21 blasphemy cases represented at the various levels of the judicial process in Pakistan. Y'all need to issue religious freedom. But that's the thing, that's something that we in America feel like is starting to happen to us sometimes, especially in states like California, where they want to ban the Bible. They don't want to have people who don't want to be gay to go get counseled by a pastor. So, what is this? And, so we as Americans, we do have a little bit of persecution going on at the moment, but nothing to this level to where we have blasphemy charges. As far as I know, it is America and it is 2021, so who knows what's going to happen. But compared to Pakistan, we have religious freedom. We have a lot of it, and that doesn't make it any harder sometimes. When you run into the wrong person that has a different opinion than you, everybody's offended nowadays. There's a big spirit of offense over the world, honestly. People need to just calm down. ICC's regional manager William Stark said, "We are at International Christian Concern are concerned by the situation in Sharar. We call on the Pakistani authorities to protect the homes of Sharar's Christians. No one should be forced to flee their home because of a social media post." Exactly, that's kind of petty to me. Christians blasphemy. Oh my goodness. Pakistan's blasphemy laws must not be misused to justify mob violence. Too often these laws have been a tool in the hands of extremists seeking to stir up religiously motivated violence against minority communities. Okay, first off, in the news, let's look. Sorry. I'm also kind of just looking for articles. Christian persecution in India to increase in 2021. My goodness. Okay. Let's look at this one. Christian persecution. Let's see. According to a report by Release International, Christian persecution in India is set to increase in 2021. I'm not sure how they can kind of deduce that when the year has just started. I don't know how they make that estimate at all, but Release International reports the growing influence of radical Hindu nationalism in India is the main driver of increased persecution. So even in high school, like, I've always researched India because that was like the one place that I really wanted to go to on a missions trip, because I loved India. And I've always been very interested in why, radical Hinduism is going on in the country and all of that stuff. So yes, even when I was in high school, about 18, 19 years old, this was still happening. This has been happening, as far as I know, since I was in high school. And I can't believe that it's still happening. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but I just can't believe it. Since the Bharatiya Janata Party, the BJP, came to power in 2014, Hindu nationalism has become a nationalized political platform. This normalization has had dire consequences for the country's religious minorities. According to the Evangelical Fellowship of India, EFI, violent attacks on Indian Christians have more than doubled in the recent years. In 2014, the year the BJP rose to political power, EFI recorded 147 violent attacks on Christians. In 2019, after 5 years of the BJP rule, EFI recorded 366 violent attacks. EFI's data was corroborated by a report released by the Alliance Defending Freedom, the ADF, India. ADF reported that at least 328 incidents of targeted violence against Christians in 2019. Similar to the EFI-ADF's 2019 data, represented an increase in violence when compared with previous years. However, the incidents reported by EFI and ADF likely only represent a portion of the violence experienced by Christians in India in their community. Most incidents are unreported due to fear of reprisal and lack of confidence in India's justice system. So, like I said, in one of the previous recordings in this podcast, they have actual anti-conversion laws, meaning if you want to get a new license there or a new ID there in India and you are a Christian, they will not let you change your religion on your license to Christian. You're still going to stay a Hindu in India, because I'm not sure. I feel like as Christians, we're going to go through this. We're going to have people that don't agree. We're going to have people that react with hatred. And we're going to have people that will beat us and kill us, because it even said in the Bible, people will hate you because you love me. And for those who are grieving right now in India, my heart goes out to you. My prayers go out to you. And I have a lot of love for you. I hope everything gets better for you. You want to know how I make some unique podcasts? If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. For one, it's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, and they're easy to use. Anchor will distribute your podcast for free so that it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download your free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. It's really fun. Come and join the Renegade family, all right? Okay, the last one is Pakistani Christians celebrate a secure Christmas. International Christian Concern, or the ICC, Pakistan's Christian community safely celebrated the Christmas holiday according to the nation. To facilitate the holiday, Pakistani's government provided tight security to the churches and Christian neighbors. What are you doing? According to the nation, Pakistani law enforcement put security around churches as well as Christian neighborhoods in preparation for the Christmas holiday. Parks, food outlets, and other recreational places were expected to celebrate Christmas. Were also provided protection. Excuse me, my husband is trying to distract me from doing this. The dig of Lahore, babe, that's not funny. This is supposed to be serious. You know how disrespectful you're being? It's either Lahore or Lahore. Reports that 5,000 police officers and officials were out in force to provide security. To 623 churches in Christian settlements in Lahore alone. Babe! In other cities, government officials expressed solidarity with Christians by visiting churches during the Christmas holiday. The station commander of Rawalpindi to several other government officials visited St. Paul's Church in Rawalpindi in the invitation of the church's pastor, Reverend Samuel Titus. I'm sorry. Pakistan's Christian community is often targeted by terrorists and extremists. Terrorists view Christians and their places of worship as representations of the West and target them to make political statements. And that is all we have for persecution press, for many reasons. Are you gonna promise that you won't interrupt me when I'm reading again? He's saying no for I love you, baby. I know you want attention, but listen, this is supposed to be serious. I love you. He walked out. The ECTHR requests information on Armenian prisoners of war. The European Court of Human Rights granted the request that by Republic of Armenia on the 21st of December that the government of Azerbaijan by December provide information related to prisoners of war by December 28th. The prisoners of war were captured during the recent conflict of the Nagorno-Karabakh. This territory is internationally recognized as belonging to Azerbaijan, a Turkic Islamic nation, but Karabakh, their demographic is American Christian. Azerbaijan, all with the support of Turkey, invaded Karabakh and engaged in a number of activities that were genocidal in nature. Babe, take this seriously.
I'm just yawning.
No, you're not. You're trying to distract me. Both Azerbaijan and Turkey have made it clear that in the invasion... What about the water?
Is it coming?
Yes, it's coming. Oh my god. I can't do nothing with you. Video footage obtained by the ICC allegedly showing American prisoners of war experiencing mistreatment at the hands of Azerbaijan show the religious undertones of this conflict. Grey wolf symbolism features heavily throughout many of these videos. The Grey Wolves are an extremist organization from Turkey who have been involved in major cases of religious freedom violations, including the attempt of assassination of the Pope John Paul II. What? Really? Whoa. Alright, this next one is in China, and this happened around the New Year week as well in 2020. International Christian Concerns of the ICC is also stationed in China. A pastor from a Beijing house church who has been put under house arrest since 2011. What? So, wait, 2011 to 2020, babe. How many years is that? 20? Hang on. Really? 12? 10 or so years? He's been under house arrest. That's crazy. He's finally regained his freedom. According to the information from Early Rain Covenant Church, ERCC, in October, the authorities lifted the surveillance on Pastor Jin Tianming. If I mispronounce anybody's name or any name at all, please forgive me. Who founded Shuang Church in Beijing, which became one of the largest house churches in the area. Wow, amazing. Although there has never been a trial indicting the pastor, he was detained when his church started to hold services outdoors at a city plaza following eviction from rented premises. Shuang Church has been targeted by the government for its refusal to join the state-approved three-self church. Pastor Jin was put under house arrest in his Beijing apartment along with his family. The apartment door was guarded by 3 shifts of police 24 hours a day. For 10 or so years? Oh my god. Although as time went by, the minders began to grant him more freedom, such as allowing him to go downstairs to exercise or buy groceries under supervision. He had to live his life under surveillance. See, that's the thing. I don't understand why the Beijing government has any fascination or any concern with this pastor, though. He's just doing what he's called to do. But for the government to be involved, like, I'd have to, like, look at the three-self church. Maybe that's something that I need to look up and find out what that's about. At the beginning of this year, Shuang Church decided to halt its outdoor service at, my goodness, this is a long word, Zhehong Kuankan and turned its activities online or shifted, babe, a small group format. However, Beijing continued to clamp down on its rented premises and resulted in the cancellation of rental contracts by their landlords. Elder Yu Guani, on the other hand, still lives under surveillance, and it's unclear whether Shuang's other pastors are also still being watched by the police. Again, I don't know what their fascination is with that. With people who believe in Jesus Christ, but I mean, I don't know. I'm happy that Pastor Jin is free and is able to live somewhat normally now. Okay, next up is ECTHR. Have no idea what that is. Request information on American prisoners of war. This was also issued in that week of the 27th in December 2020. So, the European Court of Human Rights granted the request of the Republic of Armenia on December 21st at the government of Azerbaijan provide information related to prisoners of war by December 28th. The prisoners of war, or the POWs, are captured during the recent conflict of Nagorno-Karabakh. This territory is internationally recognized as belonging to Azerbaijan, a Turkic Islamic nation. Why you show me something when I'm in the middle of reading?
You know, guys.
Governor signs bill requiring women to cremate or bury aborted. You okay? I'm just gonna. We are experiencing an interruption here at the Persecution Press. I cannot talk. Press. I really wanted this to be really serious, and of course it will continue to be. But my governor has decided that the abortion clinics and the mothers that have abortions, they have to cremate their own babies and fetuses. Like, bro, no. Y'all shouldn't be doing that anyways. Children are a gift. But anyway, I will be rereading this article in a minute. Do you have anything to say to explain yourself?
Booty!
Oh my god! I apologize. I'm not laughing at anything that these Christians are going through. It's just my husband is being a goofball. So I hope you're entertained at least by that. So at least the serious news is a little bit lighter since we've been goofing off. So love you guys. Thank you very much for listening. Bye. Hey babe. What team are you playing?
Playing with?
Yeah, no, which team are you on? Are you the Bengal Tigers or the Seahawks?
Bengal.
Are you gonna win?
We'll see.
We'll see. He's not gonna win.